Good people, good people, good people. Welcome to another edition of Commanders Wrap, where you get all your Commanders news in 15 minutes. I'm your host, Dr. Wonderful, Doctor of Writing, Professor of English, and avid Commanders fan, joined here by my co host, Kevin Bayne. We air every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern on YouTube and replay at 10 a.m. on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Audible. How you doing today, Kevin?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, I can't complain. We're a week away from football for the
Yes,
Commanders. Good times. I'm ready for it. Are you ready for the season?
I am. I was ready. Freaking as soon as the last game ended last year, I was ready.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So we are going to get into our podcast today, but before we do that, we wanted to mention, of course, the passing of longtime Redskins slash Commanders beat reporter Rick Snider. Rick Snider had covered the team since about 1978. And I know that I grew up watching people like Rick Snider and George Michaels and Rich, Tandler, who are all gone now. And I read him when he wrote Snide Remarks, and I watched his live stream after Commanders games, and I watched his YouTube series, 52 Questions for God. So Rick is going to very much be missed by fans. There have been several tributes that have gone out, of course, by reporters and different things, but certainly Rick Snyder's also going to be missed by the fans. So, R.I.P. to Rick Snyder. Kevin, do you have any words about Rick Snyder?
Yeah. He truly be missed by lots. I remember reading some of his articles in the Washington Times. He was there for 20 years. He did a multitude of things. He was at the Washington Examiner, the Washington Post Express section, Command Post magazine. I'd even watch him on 106.7 The Fan Sports Junkies, and he really did it all. I mean, reporter, editor, columnist, author, podcaster. The one thing I always remember about him is he wouldn't shy away from a report, even if it had the team or a player kind of in a negative spotlight. He always told it like it was. So yeah, he's definitely going to be missed, and sending my condolences to his family and friends.
Certainly, certainly. So, well, we wanna kind of shift away from this sad space into a more happy place. We're gonna do this in reverse order. Thing two, Micha Parsons has been traded to the Green Bay Packers. We do not do enemy intel here or enemy reports on Commanders Wrap unless they can so dramatically affect the team. And this does not only affect the Commanders, but it does affect the entire division. I don't know how, if you're a Giants fan, you're not thrilled. If you're an Eagles fan, you're not thrilled. And I don't know how, if you're a Cowboys fan, you're just not absolutely disgusted with what just went down a couple of days ago. And most people, you can spin it however you want to spin it, but we all know this was a horrendous thing for the Dallas Cowboys to do. There is no excuse. This is worse than when we signed Albert Hainsworth with 50 million guaranteed. This is worse than the RG3 trade because none of those draft picks came that the Rams got came out to be anything. This this is horrible. This is the worst. This is the worst
Mm-hmm.
trade. And it will probably be marked as the worst trade in a very long time. That's thing two. Thing one, Terry got paid. He is finally extended. The deal was for 3 years, $96 million with $44 million guaranteed. All right, Kevin, let's play Dr. Seuss. Talk to me about thing two, Micah, and thing one, Terry.
Yeah. With Micah, like you said, how can you not absolutely love that? look, I don't like giving credit to any player, especially in a division that I absolutely cannot stand at all. With that being said, it ain't no secret. Micha Parsons is a beast. I mean, he is. I mean, that's just it is what it is. There's only a few players or a handful of players in this league that have the ability to turn a game on its head, so to speak. Um, Micah falls in that. He falls in that category. Um,
Hmm.
the guy is that good, and yeah, hey, I'm all for it. Get him out of the division. They said we play in week 2. I'll take him one less game out of the year. So yeah, I couldn't be more ecstatic. I don't know what Jerry's doing, but I'm loving it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll totally take playing Micah once every 4 years, and I get that this makes Green Bay relevant. Make no mistake, Green Bay is a threat and will be a threat for many years to come. We'll see you in the playoffs, Green Bay.
Yep,
We'll see you in the NFC Championship, Green
yep,
Bay.
yep,
Lovely. But you're no longer going to be meddling with our division chances and whether or not we can. No, no.
yep, yep, yep.
That's not what you're going to be doing. And
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'll be happy to see you, Green Bay. You're a great historic franchise. You got yourself a great all time player who I'm sure is going to the Hall of Fame. I got nothing bad to say about it. See you in the playoffs.
Right.
Great.
Yep. And with Terry McLaurin, I am so happy that we can move forward past this. You just said what the deal was. It's going to average about was it 32 million, 32 million a season annually. I have no problem with this deal. I thought the entire time that's kind of where he would kind of fall in at. Um, People were saying, he wants more than DK Metcalf. He wants significantly more than that. That was something Adam Schefter he said it, but Adam Schefter didn't hear that. He just felt like that. It was an opinion, and then I think the rumors started swirling out of control. Anyway,
Right.
um, look, we have the cap space to do it. Jaden is under a rookie contract. At the end of the day, we are in a win now mode. I cannot see that happening without Terry being here. I know he's only one player, but he is such a huge part of this offense. And I've said it before. He's the most important person on this offense except Jaden Daniels, right? It's got to be Terry. And, you're in win now mode. Those windows are only open for so long. This has been the biggest headline all throughout camp and preseason. And yeah, I'm ready to move forward and watch Terry and JD ball out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think after everyone saw the final contract numbers, it was something like 29 and some void years, but that doesn't matter. Terry said what he wanted. He wanted to be valued. Right. And whatever that was for him, that's all that he wanted to be showed, that I am valued and I am valued for various reasons. Like we said, most employers don't want to value you on what you did in the past and how good you've been in the community, but we're all human beings and we see merit in that. And we want to be valued for all of that, right? So he just wanted to be valued. He got a number where he felt that way. Who cares? The Commanders win. Look at what happened in Dallas. Right,
Yep. Yep.
right. They traded away a player that they knew they needed to compete for. I don't know. I don't care what Jerry says. It's lice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
When you have a player that you know that you need to compete now and relatively for the foreseeable future, which is the next at least 2 years of that extension for Terry, then you pay them.
Yep.
And
Yep.
like that's
Yep.
that's what organizations who are healthy do. We're happy to finally have a healthy organization. 3 out of 4 ain't bad in our division. So, Kevin, with that, let's go ahead and move on to our second segment, which is about our initial 53, which the Commanders did. Well, they did the initial 53, and then we got the practice squad. So I would love to actually know what you thought of the initial 53, any surprises, anything that jumped out to you, and of course, what you thought about the practice squad signings.
Yeah. First thing was is I saw we only kept five wide receivers. Um, I can only assume it was five or six. I think it was five. I think they will make some more changes by adding to that position during waivers or free agency. I just don't see how you can go into the season with just that number, especially if an injury were to happen. Um, we'll see how that plays out. I think we mentioned this before. I have going into the offseason, we were really concerned about the defense and stopping the run. Uh, we are deep on the linebacker position. It's actually seen as the deepest position on the roster, which is a significant change from recent years. And then, of course, they bolstering this defensive line. Key additions with Newton, Kinlaw, and Wise Jr. They have some depth there. Um, and yeah, I see that they really seem they lean more towards defense this year. Um, as far as the practice squad goes, there's one guy on the practice squad that I thought would make the final 53, and that's wide receiver Ja'Cory Brooks. Especially since we only have five wide receivers right now, I thought he had some real potential, and I still do. I would not be surprised at some point in time if he's brought up and playing in a regular season game for us.
Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't have any surprises about the initial 53. I wasn't necessarily happy about Josh Johnson,
Yeah,
but I also get it. He's still a professional quarterback. He does know how to run an offense. We also must be remember that he was playing with a bunch of people that are no longer on this team. So, yes, he's going to look bad. So there's also that. I was happy that they kept Sam Hartman on the practice squad. I know some people just wanted him gone. I don't know. He had off-season surgery. A lot of the analysis that I had been watching, specifically on Take Command, Logan Paulson literally said, "I don't know. People fans might not like this, but his tape wasn't that bad beyond the pick six." Like he threw the ball where it was supposed to go when it was supposed to go there. He had wide receivers that ran the wrong route, dropped the ball, this, that, and the other,
yep,
right? And we do have to question how his shoulder went, So this is also a team that said something similar about Marshawn Lattimore, though he's like a starter. Right. Remember that he was injured. So let's stop trying to put someone the minute you heard that Sam Hartman had off-season shoulder surgery, I don't know that you could expect him to perform well when he already had questionable arm strength.
yep,
But if you're a quarterback and you're putting the ball where it's supposed to be when it's supposed to be there, that does matter. I know that he was late on some things, absolutely. That's
yeah,
not taking that away, but I don't get the necessary. I don't like that Sam Hartman's back on the practice squad. That's a weird feeling that the fans that the fans
yeah,
have right now. I
yep,
just don't understand that. I always thought he was a practice squad candidate if he didn't make the team. I just did.
yeah, yep.
So, and I here's what I will say in terms of what you said about Jacoby Brooks, is it?
Yeah, Ja'Cory
Ja'Cory
Brooks. Yep.
Brooks. Ja'Cory Brooks. We don't know if Washington is going to be able to get a sixth wide receiver. We know KJ Osborne is coming in for a visit, but he is also visiting San Francisco. He is familiar with San Francisco. He is familiar with Adam Peters. This could come down to just who he likes better. So
Mm-hmm.
if that's the case, yeah, I could see Washington totally rolling with five wide receivers for a few weeks and potentially bringing Ja'Cory Brooks up because they could not land like they landed last year, Noah Brown, because they couldn't land, Osborne this year. So I do see a scenario in which, I mean, you said he'd be pulled up anyway, regardless, but
Yeah.
I definitely see that that's the other thing. If we
Right.
don't get a guy when Ja'Cory is ready, or when we feel he's developed enough, he's going to be brought up for something.
Absolutely.
So. But well, that was fun, Kevin. We're gonna end our podcast here as we're creeping up on our 15 minutes that we have. But next week, you all, before the game at 1 p.m. against the Giants, Kevin and I are going to give you our high low record predictions for the Commanders. And so listen out. That might be very interesting to you about why we think the way we think about those high low records. For Kevin Bayne, this is Dr. Wonderful, Doctor of Writing, Professor of English, and avid Commanders fan. And this has been your weekly edition of Commanders Wrap, where you get all your relevant Commanders news in 15 minutes.